Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Witches of the Moon. My name is Dia, aka Oasis.com, and this week this is our how to. So, back in our daily vlog video, I believe there was a clip of the soul ash that I make. So, I figured in this video, my how to would be how to do it, which is actually really simple. For the soul ash, and this also corresponds with the videos of the blood magic, and I believe I talked about how to get around actually using blood. So soul ash, excuse me, is a great way to get around actually using blood magic or having to go and get that person's hair or having to actually have some type of their DNA or bodily fluid or whatever around you. So what you do is you take the information. As part of it is part of making soul magic is paper magic. You get a picture of that person, and if you get a picture of that person, it could be printed out small. Don't have to be big. Literally, it could be like this big, right there, like a little square picture of the person, and you want 3 pictures of them. Always do 3. On the back of each picture, you're going to write their name 9 times. Now, if you know their name and their birth date, write their name and their birth date 9 times. If you know their name if you know their name, write their name 9 times. If you don't know the name and you do have a picture of the person, just write this person. Just write the person in the picture, the person in the picture, person in the picture, person in the picture. On the back of it 9 times. So you're gonna do this for each picture. Now, if you do not have a picture of the person, you do not know the person's name, I suggest at least try to find a person's name. There's some people who say you can just draw an outline of figure and use, your mind's eye to remember what the person looked, all that other stuff. Just most people ain't hard to find their name, at least, or their first name. Get their name. In this day and age, we have social media. People are really not that hard to find if they're on social media. At least get their name or their nickname or something. Um, you could also do this with a person's business card. The only thing is, because it's their business card, you, depending on what you're doing, you may not want to use the business card because you may not want to mess up their business. Or you may, who knows, depending on what you're doing. Again, this is the soul ashes representing a person. You're going to do the same thing on the back of the business card, write their name over and over and over again. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the calamus root. Calamus. This is what I do. Calamus root. If it's a very stubborn person, I'll use calamus and angelica. You're going to need 3 pieces, 1 for each. I said 3. We're going to pretend like I put up 3 fingers. We're going to put this one right here and just pretend like it's always been there. Shh. Okay? So you're going to take the calamus root. You want the smaller pieces, not the bigger ones. And you're going to put 1 each side each paper. Now you're going to fold this paper around the calamus root, and this is where you're going to need a cauldron or this is where you're going to need a cauldron or some type of safe container that you can burn something in. It could be a cheap little dollar store pot, just something that's heat resistant, that is fire safe, and hopefully fireproof. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this paper and you're going to light it. You're going to take the first paper, right? I'm sorry. You're going to take the first paper and you're going to light that paper. And you want it to burn completely down to ash, as much ash as possible. And you also want the root to burn as much as possible. This is why you want a smaller root. The bigger ones take a little bit longer to burn, and the paper will be like totally done to the point where you can't even touch it or try to touch it or try to pick any of it up before the calamus root is burnt. Now once you've done the first one, you're going to scoop up all that ash. I'm sorry, you're not supposed to fold all 3 paper. You fold the first one in the root and you burn it. Then once you've done that, you're gonna open up the second paper, put the root in the second paper, and you're gonna put the ash, all the ash from that, in that second paper, fold it up, and then you're gonna repeat the process of burning it down all the way. Once that's done, you're going to do the same thing to the third paper. Open it up, put the last piece of calamus root in it, burn it down all the way to ash. Now, once that's burnt all the way down or all the way to ash, now you have your soul ash, and this is now will be the representation of that person in the working that you're doing. So if you're doing prosperity work, you can add some prosperity herbs at this point. If you're doing attraction work for this person's your client. You can add attraction herbs to it. If you are working a love spell for somebody else, you can use this as a representation of yourself and feed it to a love doll or a jar or whatever is the representation of the other person. Um, you can use this as prosperity work if you're trying to get a job. You can literally sprinkle this, like sprinkle not a whole lot, just a little bit, sprinkle it around in the office. Try to get in a corner because most offices are cleaned every night. So try to get in the corner because most people don't clean them corners. They really don't. They hit around, hit the side. Try to get a corner or a plant in office a little bit. Just sprinkle a little bit so your essence is in that office of the person that's doing the interview. So that way they'll keep you on their mind. Have a little bit of that dust. Just a little bit, not a lot where they can see. So when you go to shake their hand, it's transferred. Just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way, folks. You ain't trying to have this thing track back to you, okay? You could do. It's so much you could do with soul ash. You can save it in a jar and charge it. Now, mind you, if you're doing the soul ash for yourself or even for a client, honestly, you want to make sure it's in a place where it won't just knock over, especially for people that have pets that tend to do what the hell they want to do, or little children who just don't know any better. Put this in a place where it can't be tampered with in the wrong way, because this is now your representation. So if a cat knocks it over, you might find yourself, or that person find yourself getting hurting themselves. I don't want to go to the other side of things, which you could do with soul ash, because I try not to teach that publicly, mainly because I really don't think that should be taught publicly anyway. But you could do a lot of stuff with soul ash. Why am I clapping? Because I love using it. It makes me hype. But that's it for how to. And if you have any questions, as always, or comments, put them below. Don't forget to like, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because clearly you're watching the videos. So you might as well subscribe and hook us up. Hook yourself up in the process. And as always, stay blessed to be a blessing. And I will see y'all next week. Peace.